Welcome to the mouth of manliness. Welcome to the mouth of manliness. Welcome to the mouth of manliness.
Should we just do this for an hour?
Do I sound like Rod?
Rod the God?
Yeah. I'd love to sound like Rod Stewart. It's funny because everyone always slags off Rod Stewart and says he's really naff and shit, but
I like him.
I think he's got an amazing voice. Like, it reminds me, like Kelly Jones from the Stereophonics, another band everyone kind of slags off and says they're really naff and shit.
His voice, though.
Wow. He's got an amazing voice.
Yeah. And just an aside, my brother's missus, her dad looks exactly like Rod Stewart, and he's got a Rod Stewart tattoo. What a man.
Yeah, I think growing up, like, that was Rod in the 80s when he was like doing Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Yep,
and he was kind of like a parody of himself, and he was dreadful. And then, like, as I've grown up, I've learned to kind of think, actually, I quite like Rod.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to listening to his Christmas album.
I quite like the faces as well. Like a bit,
yeah,
like,
mate,
like,
yeah.
You could see a Black Crowes in there with it's real Americana. But yeah, an amazing voice.
Yeah, I would have liked to have been around. Who's the guy from the Stones that's gone out of my head?
Ronnie Wood,
Rod Stewart. Like, apparently early days of like that sort of time, them voices and that they used to all get together and drink and play guitar and stuff like that. I'd like to be in the room. Yeah,
it's
like to be in the room
musical
doing
about it, and I really like that. There's not enough of that. I try and keep my nose in that quite a bit, really, but still there's not enough. So
hello.
I'm still croaky as hell.
Set the timer, fam.
Set the timer. Welcome to the mouth of manliness.
That's our new theme tune.
So, if you're listening, like, so we were 6 weeks ahead. We're now not that far ahead because I went on holiday.
I had a meltdown.
Brad had a meltdown, so we had a bit of a gap. But it's actually worked out quite well because now it means that we're like just 2 weeks ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we're kind of current.
Yeah.
Relevant.
So if you're listening to us today, I believe it will be Boxing Day.
Nah, surely not.
Yeah, I think so.
So last week would have come out on the 11th, did we say?
Yep.
8, 9, 10, 11. I can't count. But Merry Christmas!
So will we release on Boxing Day? I'm guessing it will just go anyway.
Yeah, I don't know dates and things, but we'll have a look. But it'd be good if it was coming out on Boxing Day.
So it'll be Boxing Day. This is quite nice.
Yeah, so everyone's had like the Christmas they wanted, like we told them last week. And Boxing Day, I like Boxing Day. For me, Boxing Day is like, there's none of the like Christmassy hype stuff, but there's still loads of the food. So you can have like a massive breakfast. Like all food rules go out the window at Christmas, don't they? Food and drink rules.
It's
so
really
I'll have
because I don't get excited about
cake for
food.
breakfast or whatever.
I mean, sorry, I don't really get excited about food.
I love food. It's my favourite thing, food.
I've been watching I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And one of them posed the question, like, if you had to pick one, would it be sex or food? And most people picked food.
Yeah, because you can have sex with food.
You can, yeah, I suppose you can, yeah.
Apple pie, whatever. Cucumber for the ladies.
But it's weird because I think food is quite satisfying, isn't it? But like if I go out for dinner, like it'll be one of the rare occasions when I get to eat meat, so I do quite look forward to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not that fucking bothered with it, really.
What's your Boxing Day looking like then, mate? What are you doing?
Boxing Day, I'll just be getting home now on Boxing Day. But at Boxing Day, I go to my mum's, like kind of late afternoon, and see my sisters and my nephews. It's quite nice seeing my nephews. I feel like my nephews are
Sexy.
like they are sexy. That's the problem.
I'm joking.
My nephews are really, really handsome fellas.
All right.
Like they're all boys.
How old are they?
Connor and Morgan are 21,
Oh, wowzers! I thought
and
they were like running around.
Connor's like he earns more money than me. He works in the city, and he looks like a really, really handsome city boy. Like
Quality.
he's got blonde hair. He's taller than me. I think he might be now, and he's cool as all hell. And he's always looks sharp. But he's actually quite. He don't say a lot.
All right.
So you know when you think he's going to be this kind of bolshy city boy, but he's just not at all. He don't really say a lot.
Just chilled.
Yeah, he's pretty relaxed. And his brother Morgan, like I believe I got Morgan and my other nephew Jordan into Tool, like
Nice.
and they both went to Download Festival like the summer just gone, just to see Tool.
Amazing.
And I'm
That's
like,
cool.
I think I introduced you to Tool.
Yeah, that's
That
like
makes me feel pretty good.
that is kind of like a nice thing with nephews and nieces. You can kind of like say, oh, listen to this, listen to that, and point him in that direction. My nephew's birthday was in the summer. He had a barbecue, and we were taking turns in having the phone because they got a wireless speaker system and all that. And we were trying to slip in like songs with swear words in without people noticing, and it got silly in the end. We put there's one with Mark Ronson and Mystical, and it's just feel right in the motherfucker, feel good in the motherfucker, and like just keeps going and going and going. It's quite nice, like seeing like aunts and uncles and nans looking around, going, "Oh, what's that saying there?
Don't hear it.
This isn't Glenn Miller." Probably can't hear it because they're deaf.
Or they probably just tuned out to it.
Yeah, probably.
And like, oh yeah, I don't like this. It's too funky.
Yeah,
Can't deal with the funk.
I love it, mate. I have all the funk you can give me.
Yeah, I was talking about this the other day, saying like the first like proper music you felt you got into, and my first proper music was Prince, like all day long.
Oh, amazing.
And so for I know like until I was like maybe even 15. So me getting into music, so I probably did a good 3 years of just Prince.
That's amazing.
Just listening to Prince to death. I was obsessed with Prince. Prince was my first gig.
Wow.
I saw Prince when I was 14 at Wembley Arena, and because he just plays guitar.
Yeah.
And then that got me into playing guitar.
Yeah.
And then I got into Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, so I could probably play guitar.
That's so cool. 'Cause, like for me, Prince, I saw like the chintzy side of Prince, and I didn't really get into him until later in life. I see him at Hot Farm a couple of years back,
Oh yeah, Champion.
which is crazy.
So you would have got into Prince after me,
Yes.
which meant that you probably got into like Cream and that kind of thing. Get off.
Well, no, not even that. Like, it's just one of those bands that I've just found probably in the not. It's like one of those guys I've probably found like the rest of these bands like, in the last sort of few years, like driving around. You think, oh, I'll stick like the iTunes top list or whatever, and like fucking hell, that's good. Like, what album's that off of? And you go and find the album and like listen through the album.
Prince is all about the album as
Yeah.
well. Like he's a proper, or he was, like when I liked him, like the albums were fucking like you got a full piece of work.
Yeah, the whole thing.
You could really, really enjoy the whole fucking album.
Unfortunately, the last Prince album I listened to was the Batman album. I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, that was the last album by Prince that I liked. I didn't like Graffiti Bridge. Everything prior to that, even right the way back to his first album. Like his first album is just fucking like a Hendrix album. It's fucking so good.
Yeah.
And I liked, and then everything prior to that I listened to for death.
Yeah.
Like that's all I listened to.
Amazing.
And then I think grunge came along, and it was stuff like Nirvana, and you hear Nirvana, or you watch Nirvana, and you're like, Oh, I could play that.
Yeah,
Like, I could do that.
yeah.
Oh, should we start a band?
Mm.
And I think like my first band was we did we didn't, we did a Vaseline's cover. We did Molly's Lips, which is just two calls
Yeah.
pretty much. And grunge came along at a really good time for me because it really kind of just said to me, "You can do this. You
Yeah.
can have a band."
It's accessible. It's like
Yeah.
the punk thing as well, isn't it? Just all of a sudden it's in your grasp, in your control kind of thing.
I feel that's why I didn't like bands like Pearl Jam because it was like they was still almost, like Guns N' Roses riffs. So there's like a lot going on. It's like finger stuff. It's just not just bashing chords.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of for me, the proper grunge bands, like they might have a play over, but it's
Yeah.
normally really simple.
Yeah.
But primarily, it's like those are the calls. And
Yeah,
then I'm like, I
that's
can
the
play
music that
chords.
gets me is when you hear it and you think, I could play that. That's so simple, and you think, fuck, why haven't I thought of that? Why hasn't someone else done it? But it's so simple, and you can play it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I'm like,
And you're
all
like, and also I haven't got to dress up to look like.
nah, yeah,
I like grunge was a revolution to me.
Mm.
Like I loved the Smashing Pumpkins, I still do, and I always thought I never listened to them and thought, oh, I could play what they play.
yeah,
It took me a long time to be able to. Like I remember the day when I kind of got a big muff and I was like, oh, I could play Siamese Dream.
yeah, yeah.
I can't do his solos, maybe.
Nah,
Like, can't do solos, but I was like, I could do that.
amazing.
It's good times in your life, aren't they?
Yeah, little bits like that. And have you ever had it when you've learnt a song that you've really wanted to play for ages, and when you learn it, you're kind of disappointed? Like I used to get, or I'd be sick of the song, or it'd annoy me that I can only play like the first few opening chords and stuff like that. I get fucking sick of it.
I think I always found it too hard. And this is why, when I was thinking, have I got ADHD? And that's like stuff like that makes me think it, because I could never sit like long enough or never had the patience to work out a song. Even if someone was showing me how to play it, like very rarely could I be asked to sit and work it out.
Yeah.
So I spent most of the time just playing like one notes and things, just going, oh, it's starting to sound like that.
Yeah.
Or just getting like the feel of, and it sounds really cheesy and shit and a bit bluesy, which I don't like, but it sounds a bit, I never could, it took years before I learned like blues scales. But just kind of thinking, that sounds a bit like that. I remember like working out like an E chord that started sounding a bit like Pumpkins. And I'm like, I just want to write stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was never really that interested in like
It's
copying things.
Inspiring, something else is inspiring that, really. It is mad. I love it, especially when you get in that kind of zone and wanting to learn stuff and write stuff and everything.
It's really weird because I guess kind of bringing it back to what we do is that I quite often say to people when they get in touch that even like just it's really important to do the things that make you happy.
Definitely.
And like I know sometimes those things can be quite hard to do, but even if it's just for me, like just picking up the guitar for like sometimes just 5 minutes, it's like really, really nice. Or just drawing, and like just making the time to do those little things, it does make you. It really improves your quality of life. You don't
Both of
have to do it a
those
lot.
two things have been helping me this last few weeks. Buddy's like, "Oh, come and draw this with me, or come and like do this." And this week, not tonight because I've been busy, but it's been nice because he's been saying, "Oh, let's make a song." So he jumps on the piano, like gets 3 notes together. I sit on the con and play the drum. I've recorded him actually. I'll play him in a little while. And he's just like, "Oh, let's listen back. Like, how do I put it on the World Wide Web and become famous?" I'm like, "No, don't do it to become famous." And it's like, "Oh, well, will I be rich now?" So no, you definitely won't be rich. I said, even if the whole world did hear that, you'd still only earn like 0.64p from Spotify or whatever it is. So don't do it for that reason. So just do it because we enjoy doing it. And it's quite nice because you see him, he does a couple of notes and he really starts to get into the zone. And like one of them we recorded and I started playing. He went, no, you go when I tell you to go. And I put my thumb up and like he kind of played, looked over and just like put his little thumb up. And then I started playing. It's amazing.
He's doing a bit of an intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like that is one of the big joys of having children. Is that those moments when you think, oh, like I've had a positive influence there.
Yeah,
Like something that's meant a lot to me. Uh, they've kind of picked up on it, and then they're trying to please you while they're doing it as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
And it's like, oh yeah, this is great.
yeah,
And I've had those moments. Certainly with Mia, like quite a few bits like that. And like she brought a keyboard home, and I'm like, oh, I think you might play a C. And then I'll just play along, and then I'll just try to change it like that. And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, we just wrote a song. Yeah,
Ah,
that's the
that's
vibe.
so
That is.
nice.
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's weird. That, those moments, I tell you what, I've had those moments when Jude got this thing for his birthday, like a Lego animation. And you have to put the app on your phone and basically film it with your phone.
Ah, cool.
And you do little animations and you get all these little rods to move them around.
Oh, amazing.
But you can do stop motion. And we were doing some of that, and that was really lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, I've lost my filters. Have you haven't got any of my filters over there, have you?
No. My first music that I think I got into first,
Oh, yeah.
Chaz and Dave.
No one's gonna dish you for that, are they?
No, but I was young and that was what my granddad listened to, so I ended up listening to it. And I remember listening to, watching Top of the Pops with him and being disappointed that Chaz and Dave weren't on it. And he had to explain to me that the only bands they have on the actual TV show are like the top 10. And obviously Chaz and Dave weren't always in the top 10. I think I remember him maybe seeing them like once or twice on Top of the Pops or whatever.
Yeah, they
And
were.
then-
Snooker Loopy was huge.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And he took me to Cliff's Pavilion to see him as well, so I see him live. And I used to walk around with braces and a flat cap.
Who took
And,
you? Who was it?
Chaz and Dave.
No, who took you? Dad?
My granddad.
Oh, your granddad.
Yeah, my dad went along with it. And then you have all like the stuff that your parents are into. Like, I remember, I like everything. Like, 'cause my dad likes most music anyway. Like, Mum would be listening to Gladys Knight, Barbra Streisand, Doris Day.
Yeah, that's good.
And then like my dad's listening to everything, the Eagles, Steely Dan, but then he liked, well, Eric Clapton obviously, but then he liked, like, he'd come to me with bands, like, and so like, you know, I remember him liking Elbow before me, and like just a few different things. He'd go, "Oh, have you heard this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have. Like, I've heard this." But, "Oh no, but have you heard it?" And like we always had like really good music conversations.
Cool.
It was I'm really lucky in that
I
respect.
did like they weren't music really. My sister, I think, like introduced me to a few bits and bobs, but like my parents didn't really listen to me. Like my mum kind of now pretends that she did, and like she saw the Beatles at Southend.
Yeah, my dad's seen him at Southend.
So
I've
like,
actually worked in the building that they played at.
like that's really cool.
Barclays
isn't it?
Bank now. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Mm.
and then like I think the only music they introduced me to was the Carpenters. And
Yeah, I
quite
love
like
the Carpenters.
I don't really, it's funny actually. It's funny that I would end up like Karen Carpenter, and then,
What a great singer, lovely
Yeah,
legs.
yeah, it's quite funny. The one music that I took from my parents was basically quite depressing.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah.
And like when you listen
When you know
to
the
it now,
story
it's
as well.
really kind of like quite sad, really.
Yeah, really sad.
But I remember like once saying to my dad, "Oh, can we go to, like I really like guitar. Wouldn't it be cool if like the two of us went to see Eric Clapton at the Albert Hall?" And my dad was like, "Oh yeah." And it just didn't. Of course it
Oh
wasn't,
no.
right?
Probably would have been about £3 back then. I know it's like £300 now.
Yeah, I don't like Clapton now, but I think it's really really lovely because I think like as someone who's like well into music, I was always. It would have been lovely that if I had a dad like yours. That's really sweet.
It is nice. And like he'd come and pick us up Friday nights and he used to live down in Bournemouth. So
He'd pick you up and take you to Bournemouth.
yeah,
So did he move to Bournemouth like straight away?
Yeah, so he moved out the house that him and my mum had, and he worked away loads anyway. He worked in like
Why did he
Turkey.
move to Bournemouth?
Because he met a girl called Sue in Libya, and her family. My dad worked in Libya for quite a bit. Her family were from Brandscore, and my dad went down there a few times. He just fell in love with the New Forest.
Oh, so did he meet someone else, and that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they split up?
No, I don't know why they split up.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like I kind of know, but there's still bits that I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I feel like that's one thing because I haven't spoken to my mum about it. Like probably I don't know much what I'd want to say about it really. I think he was working away a lot, and I think that's a big thing. Obviously, a big thing towards it. But yeah. So like he'd pick us up Friday nights, do a day's work, and then he'd go, "Oh, have you heard this? Like listen to this," and we'd listen to tapes, and like he had like when he had a Vauxhall.
What, drive back to Bournemouth?
Yeah.
'Cause that's a couple of hours. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 hours 40, something like that. And I remember the Eagles did Hell Freezes Over tour when they all got together for the first time after like 10 years of arguing. And they do like a 7-minute version of Hotel California at the beginning, it's got bongos and stuff like that. And he had that on tape, and he put it on. He was like, "See if you can guess what this is."
So how old do you reckon you were?
That was like around the time of like Friends and stuff like that. So it would have been 90s, 1990s, whatever, between 91 and 95.
So what would that have made you?
You know, I can't do this shit. You know, I can't do numbers. So if I was born in 1982, 10 would be 92. So yeah, between sort of 10
like
and
in
20.
Your early teens.
Yeah. And
I do that to Mia. Like Oasis cover, like, do you know what it is? Or the Strokes.
Yeah, it's nice when you don't know what it is.
Oasis, the Smiths, and she can normally tell if it's American or not.
Yeah, wow, that's cool.
Sorry, that was a little bit of dad pride.
I'm proud of you for your dad pride.
Now carry on, come on. Sorry, I'm interested in what you were saying.
I can't remember what I was saying.
So you said your dad would pick you up.
Oh yeah, he'd pick us up like those drives. Yeah, so
the really long version of Hotel California.
Yeah, and like
have
just
you done the camera?
Yeah, not on me though. But yeah, it just blew my mind, and like I'm lucky that like I can't think of an example, but like all music, like even like through like the 80s, 90s and stuff like that, he would still bring new stuff to the table as well. So yeah, I don't like this bit about it, but have you heard this? Like, have you heard like that's a moog on that one? And like we'd talk about it and stuff like that. And one of my worst memories is like we tried to get 2 keyboards to work together with MIDI, and I just thought I knew I could do it like by plugging it in and pushing one button. And it was like, no, like we need to program it, but I don't know how to do it. But let's work it out together. I'm pretty confident we could do it. And I remember thinking, no, and I remember crying, thinking, no, because I'd seen someone at school. We had a guy come in, play like digital drums. He played like A-Team, but his keyboard was linked to the drum machine, and he could play like keys to the drums.
Box.
Yeah, but no, but you used to be able to do it with like this. We had like 2 Yamahas or whatever, and you could like sync up the world clock, so they would both, if you push like demo on both of them, they'd be in sync kind of thing. And I just thought I knew it all. And I didn't listen to him. I remember like that being one of like 2 or 3 arguments we ever had, to be honest. But even like he's a bit of a Yoda with it all. He'd never like.
Nice, isn't it? It sounds like you had a lovely relationship.
Yeah, I did. I had a great relationship. I'd never really argued. I could always go to him for stuff and advice and.
And you were cool with going to like Bournemouth.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, we had like a whole other life there, another bedroom, different friends, and he used to work down the theatre.
So you used to go. Oh yeah, I remember you talking about the theatre.
Mate,
so you used to go with your brother.
Yeah, my brother went as well. Both go down there, 3 of us, and yeah, pick us up after work Friday nights, and then we'd be there Saturday, and he'd drop us back in Essex Sunday night, like over the bridge and stuff. But then them 2 days, like sometimes, if there was something going on at the theatre, sometimes we'd go straight to the theatre Friday night, do a show. Saturday, down there early, get in or get out another show. Saturday night, do a show.
And get you joining in?
Yeah. Sunday, because we used to...
job?
Yeah, we used to work down there, so we'd get free lunch in the George pub just around the corner. We had like... I've done sound and lighting.
Right.
I've done sound and lighting for the original Glenn Miller band. There's only like 3 remaining members or whatever. And I got someone sacked on the lighting desk because I wouldn't point like one light in right direction or whatever. But that's bullshit. Chris Packham, I met down there.
So you kind of grew up in the theatre.
Kind of, yeah, at weekends.
That's quite cool, though.
Yeah. And then
That's lovely weekend.
during the week back in Essex, football, birds, pub, way. I'm 12.
Did you do all that?
Yeah, on and off. Not like every day.
But you play football.
Yeah, so football I've had to do because that's what other kids in my school did. So I had to go and do it naturally. So I had to have the stickers and the books and stuff like that. And I had to decide a football team. My dad supported West Ham,
I
but
suppose for me it was easier just standing with the people who smoke.
yeah,
Because then, I never smoked
no,
at school, and where if I stood with the people who smoked, I mean, I didn't have to do all that, and like no one would think I was shit.
no,
I'm
that
doing
makes
it. They just
sense.
think I'm just too fucking cool.
Yeah, no, I've kind of like for a big chunk of the beginning of my life, I would do stuff to make people like me and go in directions. And I like playing football at school.
That's
I
not
remember.
like that. I think that's pretty normal.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel
Yeah.
like most people are like that.
Yeah, I think so. And I did enjoy playing
I did
football.
it to an extent as well, like hanging with the smoking people.
Yeah, I guess
I
so.
started
Yeah,
drinking.
I think my granddad. He wasn't too fussed, but then there was a time I was over there like most weekends, and my granddad started taking me over to Canvey, and then I wasn't that good, but I think he had a word with him and just said, "I'll just let him, run about or whatever." And
Oh, you played for a team?
yeah, Canvey Island and Castleton Colts, Wickford Town,
Oh,
and
did you?
yeah, and we even ball boyed at Southend. So I was like on the pitch, walk out on the pitch, and then catch the ball and throw it back. But I was too scared to actually catch the ball. I think I touched it like once. It was Wolves versus Southend or whatever. And what was nice was
That's so funny. It's really funny. In the midst of like your parents splitting up and everything, you still seem to have like had this really kind of like almost if it was in America it'd be like this really kind of nice
what
American
baseball and
apple
yeah.
pie thing.
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, it was fucked, completely fucked. But
Yeah.
like my granddad would try and maintain a level of normality, and school become my family because that was there every day kind of thing. I love school. Like I was really funny at school, and I used to like being different and weird, and I never felt like I was in any kind of like I was like an in betweener really.
Yeah.
Like I could like I'd run around, but then I'd go in and do a bit of maths or music and stuff like that.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, I'm lucky,
Sounds
really, really
right.
lucky. And like at Bromford's in Wickford, we had like well. At one stage, it was a good like music suite. Got proper fucked up apparently, but like it got to a stage where other people were better at me than football. And I'd just go in and I realised other people were in the music room and I'd go and do that for a little while. And then in the end, I was just spending my whole lunches and missing like the bit after lunch just to like stay in the studio. I had a drum kit there and they had like a little recording studio. No one knew how to use 8-track or anything. So me and my mate Andy worked it out. Like literally took it all apart, put it all back together again and got a little working studio going and stuff like that. So it's all, like music's always been there, like everywhere. I'm really lucky. Really, really lucky. I think that's what has driven me into breakdown is because when you like spend 8 hours in a hole in London in the rain in winter and you're just running a cable for someone who can like earn more millions of pounds or whatever and you think, oh fucking hell, like
It should
my
have been
fingers
me.
fall off. Yeah, not necessarily it should have been me, but I think like
No, but
I've had-
should have been me thing. Like that encompasses it all.
yeah, it does. I think like it. You just think I've had all these opportunities. I've done some really, really cool things. But then what I now realise is that's all part of it. Like they're all still the cool things. Like I've had to go and do that so I can appreciate when I've had good jobs. I've had office jobs and loads of different jobs. And you kind of like we were saying, how fucked up everything is in the moment. When you look back, it's like a nicely written story kind of thing. You realise that all of that's important. Because I bring that to other things I do, like to podcasting and stuff. Like I still get up early and networking and phone calls and stuff like that, and having to organise stuff on building sites, something that I've learnt, and using tools and manual stuff and cables, and it kind of all ties into music as well. It's quite mad, really, when you think about it. It's nuts. I consider myself lucky.
It's really strange because I think, like you and I, we came at that from different angles. Like I obviously became much more centered in the music I like, whereas you've been very kind of open to things. But I think like there's a difference between us. It's in like you're much more kind of wide-eyed and trusting of the world, whereas I'm much more kind of cynical, you know. And I just think that's just there's a difference between us there.
Course, yeah.
But you know, saying that, that's like one of the things I like about you most.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's something that, you know, I kind of think I can learn from that, and it would be nice if I was more like that. But
equally though, like Eddie was saying, that like the light and shade of everything's really important, and it's like I take a lot from how we talk and everything else, because it gives me kind of balance, and I've been a lot more kind of confident, and I've taken a lot less shit since we've been doing this. And I think that's important as well, you know.
I think like one of the big things that doing the podcast has done for us, and I think it's really important to talk about the journey that we've had. But doing the podcast for me, like more than anything, has made me think, like I'm not that bad. Because I just think, you know, we've had lots of lovely feedback, and it just makes me think that I don't need to pretend to be anything.
No.
Like, because when I'm really honest with people, it means something. And I think, well, then I can't be that fucking bad. So the podcast, if anything, like I say, if anything, that is an amazing, amazing thing.
Definitely.
So I thank absolutely each and every person who listens. But most of all, I thank you, Bradley Bear. Because like it wouldn't happen. Like if I wasn't sitting in front of you, none of this would happen.
No, well, it's the same. It goes the other way. Like
But
you're driving.
What was I getting at though? I was getting at a point.
Gone off on a loving tangent, haven't we?
So
music.
So we both kind of came at music in a different direction. Because I came at it as while you were being wide-eyed and enjoying everything, I was thinking, why can't I be that? You know, what's in me that stops me being that? And I realise now that I was depressed. So depression was in me. But essentially, like, so we spent out 10, 15, 20 years, but we're still at the same spot.
Yeah, it is mad, really. I mean, I still have
what I really wanted to do was be a massive rock star. Even after like other discussions when we talked about like Dave Grohl and it being work, like you and I both still have those things where we're like, oh, this wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
I should have been like, you know, when life's shit, I should be on tour.
Yeah. Not even to that extent, though. It's just maybe not being in the situation that you're in. But I think everyone gets that. It's like human nature. It's probably, I'm quite cynical, like bred into us for some reason that we continue to go on and change and make more money, pay more taxes.
Then the thing is, though, Brad, for us, I don't think it was ever like wanting to make it as musicians was never really about money.
No. Yeah, definitely not.
So for me, like the money bit is an aside. I tell you what always really appealed to me about like making it as a musician was having someone else look after me.
Yeah.
And look after things. Someone just go, right, Nick, you've got to be over there, and you've got to be able to play guitar. And I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah, for me,
I almost tested myself with that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I like the idea of the organised side of it and the regimental side of it. Like knowing where I am on a particular day, knowing what time I've got to be here, there, and everywhere else. Like, it sounds quite mad, really, but I'm being allowed to be creative in the day, but like
Yep.
you say, you're still having someone go right over here, jump on this bus or
Yep.
anything else.
You need to
It's
go here now.
still businessy, and it's still. I like the idea that it will then free me up to decide. Right, I'm going to do this good thing for this person, or
Yeah.
like
Most of
I'm
it
not
you
going to
like.
charge like the Sleaford Mods and a few other bands have been doing it now, where they charge £1. Like if you really can't afford to go, be honest, and you go, I can only pay £1, and they let you pay £1. Like
But like
I'd
you
love
get
to do stuff like that.
no, but you get to do something that in your life you like would be the dream.
Yeah,
You get to, it meets all those creative needs. You make like normally loads of money,
yeah. Financially, there's them problems go.
and it's like then you have kids, and then like you've got loads of money anyway.
Mm.
So like you haven't got to take a massive responsibility,
Mm.
and all that was going on. That way, like, I don't really feel that much now.
No, I don't. I definitely don't.
And
My
that's another thing
attitude.
the podcast has given
That's
me.
exactly what I was going to
It's
say.
like
Yeah.
actually you don't need to have a lot, and I'll celebrate if we hit like a milestone, like
Mm.
10,000 people, like or 10,000 listens. I'm like fucking hell,
Yeah.
like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll shout about it. But mostly because it's like we've done this.
Yeah.
But I think you think you start getting that smell of I'm gonna make it
Mm.
again. It's like, we could just do this, and then I'm just being creative, and
Yeah.
then someone's going to look after me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And then I was like, no, that's not right.
No.
Because actually, I don't need anyone to look after me.
No.
Yeah, my kids are doing great. My
Mm.
wife's happy. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I don't really need it.
No.
And
the
it
thing
would
is,
become a job anyway.
and the problems that comes with, obviously, like you're not here, so you're somewhere else.
So then it's like, would my wife be that happy? Would it really work anyway? And then I'm like, and I've got some mental health problems, and I need routine.
Mm. Not going to eat healthily.
And I kind of need to come home, really.
Yeah.
And I couldn't drink every day because
No.
then I'll get really mentally ill.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, it wouldn't work.
No, it ain't what it is.
So maybe life plays out as it should.
Yeah. Well, for me, this is that. This is like the same as on the tour bus or on stage or whatever. It kind of like reevaluate your thoughts with it all, really. Like, and the messages that we get and stuff like that. That's the equivalent of, a round of applause or whatever.
The podcast's given me like meaning.
Me
like
too.
that kind of where I was thinking about it earlier. I was thinking about someone I spoke to on Facebook, like someone I was friends with years ago, and they were really struggling. Essentially, that they were like kind of saying they need something just to fix it.
Mm.
And I was going, well, no one fixes it. So you need to go to therapy. You need to stick with it.
Mm.
You need to go to your doctors. You need to take medication. Because you're not well. You need to fucking stick with it.
Mm.
And I'm like, and there's your answer. And they're like, I can't believe what you've done. And I'm like, yeah, but I've only done that because I've done all that other fucking shit.
Yeah.
And I realise it's just not enough sometimes.
Mm.
Like sometimes what you really, like the idea of working on something every day, it's like I don't need, like I'm already working on not killing myself.
Yeah.
To the thought of having to work on something else.
Mm.
It's like, and it just seems like a really massive hurdle. I think I shied away from it for years.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, well, then the other answer, go to church.
Yeah.
Like, get into a religion.
Mm.
Like, stop. That then the answers will be there for you.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
Mm.
So I kind of came to this conclusion. I know we've gone on a wild tangent.
It's fun though, isn't it?
So yeah. So I came to this conclusion today that initially it was three things. There's like three answers.
Mm-hmm.
It's either drugs, therapy, or religion.
Yeah.
And then I thought, no, that's quite a nice fucking three. It stands out. But then I was thinking that's not enough. So then it was like caveats. So it was like drugs, legal or not,
Oh, okay.
solve the
Coffee.
problem.
Yeah.
Like in that moment, they solve the problem.
Mm.
The next day, your problem's fucking 10 times worse.
Yes.
I mean, there's no that's the truth.
Mm.
But they solved that problem in that moment. And then the next one was therapy. Therapy solves a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Totally believe it does.
Yeah.
Like I completely buy into therapy.
Mm.
You might have to go through 10 different types. You might have to go through 10 different therapists.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, it solves the problem. However, drugs solve the problem in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't solve the problem long term. And I would say even for a lot of prescription drugs essentially solves the problem.
Mm.
Therapy is a long-term game.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy, it could take you years for therapy to really work.
Yeah.
But if you don't buy into it, it's not going to work. So
No.
you have to be committed for like 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you're really ill, commit to 5 years.
Mm.
And then I decided that the third one, being religion, splintered off into religion stroke spirituality.
Yeah. Yeah, because religion for one person might be like obviously God, Jesus, and everything else. For another person might just be music or Jimi Hendrix or something like that.
No, but I think the difference is that if you go right, spirituality or religion, it involves you having to go give in.
Yeah.
So my caveat is in all these things, so you pretty much have to give in to them.
Yeah.
Like if you're mentally ill, like I am quite often, and as I felt many times, is that I just want to give in to booze.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just fucking give in, tramp, or give in to heroin.
Yeah.
Give in to a substance.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's quite many times in my life. That's felt like, oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But then I've kind of come to this realization that I've got a wife and kids who I would never want to let down. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So then for me, it was religion or therapy.
But it's funny, like even with like the music and band thing, you said like you like the idea of giving in and like having someone just kind of look after you and say,
You
go
just
here,
give
go
in.
there. Yeah.
You get really wankered.
Yeah.
Just give it.
Yeah.
It is just the giving in.
Mm.
And then like if you then go into spirituality or religion, you give into it and do it, and seriously, you'll be all right.
Yeah. It's like a cause. Having something, isn't it?
So I kind of concluded it was really weird that I kind of came up with the idea that I say it was really weird that I came up with. It's not a weird idea, but when you think about solutions, and I was just thinking, what are the fucking solutions? Because like I haven't got a solution, and it is for me. It's like well, I can invest in therapy, but I can't possibly invest in religion because I don't like religion.
Mm-hmm.
And then spirituality is kind of sidestep from religion, but then you add in a load of, silly words and things that I can't really associate with.
Yeah. See, depends. It's so like loaded because like religion, is that religiously going to church every week, or is it just giving yourself into God, or it could be that going to church every week. I've done this. Like I think when we first met, I was going to church quite a bit. I like the singing and the wine.
But the singing, yeah, that's quite nice because that would meet a need in you. But I can't settle into the singing. That's the wide-eyed, lovely you.
Yeah, but what happened is,
oh, they're all really nice, aren't they?
Yeah, but in the end, I decided to help them out. They were refurbing the church, and I helped them take all the pews out of the church. I had a van, and I said, "Oh, I can take them to a thing or whatever." I said, "Oh, we haven't really got a thing." So right, okay. What do you want to do with them? Oh, I suppose we could sell them. And I was like, "Oh, these would be amazing. I'd like to keep a few, but I didn't have the space." So I said, "Oh, we'll sell them." So I put them on Facebook and everything else. And a friend of mine who I won't mention come down and took two of them, didn't pay for them for months. And then the people from the church, turns out, when they've got a collective kind of thing to take down, are very angry people. Yeah, and I fell out with all of them. And in hindsight, it was kind of like it was quite good that it happened because, like,
Made you see another side of it.
yeah, which I knew was there, kind of thing. But at the time, it was quite healing for me because it was nice to just go along and like I like having these conversations. And at that time, there's only really me and my missus having these conversations. So it's just nice to have like an hour a week or whatever when we're having a similar sort of thing. And it just so happens that they're talking about something definitive that's written down and in their eyes definitely happened or is happening or whatever. But for me, it was just that they could have been talking about anything, you know. And it's just nice to have a bit of time to reflect about it.
Like I think there's something quite nice about that. Like if you sit with someone and they're talking about, and it's like, yeah, it's all sorted.
Yeah,
It's like, no, this is the answer,
Yeah.
and there's your answer. It's all sorted.
yeah,
And most religion kind of takes that, although there is like the onus of, you have free will, but essentially like the idea that it takes the onus off of you. It's like, no, it's all right. Jesus does that.
But even if like Jesus
I
and
can
God,
see that's quite nice.
even if Jesus and God represents like all humanity that's gone before you, like there's still lessons to take. Like it can mean anything you want, like kind of thing. And it might be that they've just had to simplify it down for the masses so we can all kind of understand it and get our own thing from it. But I think like it's like 9 times out of 10, if you speak to someone about it, you say the word religion, they instantly think like nun or priest or God or Jesus or Easter or like going up to the sky or whatever. But like there's hundreds of religions around the world and you can take bits from all of them. But it's easy to kind of get sucked down a rabbit hole of one. But I'd try and listen to a bit of everything really and take the best bits out of it all and go from there.
Yeah, I feel as though I've become much more open-minded over the last year. And now I just think, I think when people are really devout to one religion, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with it because I just there's always that kind of skeptic in me that thinks, it's not enough evidence to say that's true.
No, it's all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, but then I do also really. I mean, if I'm really honest, I feel quite jealous. It's like, well, there you go.
Totally get that.
But then there's another side of religion where it's like, oh, this is all lovely and we're all good. But then there's like a lot of it has a lot of guilt in it as well.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if
you're not like this and you're not like that.
If you do behave like a human being, then that's bad.
Yeah.
So, that idea that, no, this is nice.
Yeah, I don't like the written down
really
element
work
of
that
it.
way.
I don't like the written down element of it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of then goes into rules.
Yeah.
An opinion, and then it can be argued over, and then like people are having wars about the difference in the Bible still, or the difference in the text. That
obviously,
I think in this day and age, I think it's mental.
It's dreadful.
And obviously it's a lot more complicated than that. We've sort of simplified it a bit, or even like Northern Ireland is still, essentially it comes down to that. Obviously there's a lot more involved in like nowadays, like the money side of it, whatever. I don't know enough about it to comment really, but it does make me sad that someone is so devout to something to that extent that they're firing rifles out their bedroom window on the school run. It's it's mental, isn't it?
Political. But yeah, so the theory of you either have drugs, therapy, or religion. I think that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah, I feel like
that seems quite like real when you flesh it out a bit.
Yeah, in the immediacy, it is definitely. I like to hear what other people think of it. But it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, just the idea that it's not fuck around. That.
They're all.
And they're all kind of none of like basically the idea that there's no easy route out.
No, things are all external, aren't they?
Yeah.
Although,
Well, they're not really.
No, because once you take drugs, they're in you. And religion is in you.
And therapy's all very
Therapy's
internal.
completely, yeah. That's interesting. I said that. I wonder
No,
what
it's
Freud
true.
would say.
Yeah, I don't believe there's any external answer.
No.
Because the external answer is like money and things.
Yeah.
And like things don't make you happy.
No. Yeah, it's a lesson I learnt quite early on. I'm quite
I've got
lucky.
loads of things, and I'm like, and still I'm like, oh, but I'd like my jazz master to be a little bit more like that.
Yeah, you're
But
going to
I
paint
don't
it
like
white.
the colour of it.
Yeah.
It's like I'll have to buy another one.
It's fine as it is.
It's just silly.
Beautiful guitar.
I know, it's silly, isn't it?
Mm.
You do it.
But as I keep saying, it's for a reason. It's so we keep going to work, keep earning money, and keep paying taxes or not.
I've been reading a book about that at the moment. So, what happened with your dad then? So how long?
What
how
do you
long
mean?
Did you do that for?
Do what? Interfere with me?
No. When you there must have been a point when you were a bit older. And you're like, I can't be fucked to go.
No, I still always liked to go, like the whole way through. There were times when I couldn't because I was doing other stuff down here. Like I started DJing at a young age, so weekends were like DJing and making music and everything. And when that, especially when I was playing in London a lot, weekends would kind of slide. But then, to be fair, he was doing a lot of other stuff as well, and I like the idea of him just enjoying his life and doing whatever. Because in my mind, he was down there on his own all the time. So if he was not about, it meant he was doing something cool, which is fine with me, kind of thing. So again, I just feel quite lucky with it all, really.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's like it sucks that he ain't here. Like it's been hard, especially since having Buddy and Olive. There's so many things where I just know it. Like I'd be sending him photos or videos, going, "Oh, see this, see that," and like it's hard. And I think like how far I've come as well in like the last few months, let alone like last however many years since he died. I think it's like 9 years now, 10 years. Like I like to think he'd be quite proud of the direction that I've gone in with everything compared to how I've been in at other times. But then, to be fair, he didn't know about a lot of those other times because I had a whole other life. So
He would have been proud, you know that.
yeah, I think so.
Of course he would.
Yeah, I think so.
So how's your life different to Darren's? Because I've never met Darren.
Nah,
But I
so
imagine, like, I don't know. I
well,
think he looks similar, but that's about all I've got on Darren.
I love my
I
brother.
don't
He's
really know him.
amazing. He'll be listening to this as well. I mean, the only difference is he was younger, so we got slightly different experiences with Dad, but I would say almost exactly the same. We were almost like twins, so we did everything together. We dressed the same, had little adventures together and stuff like that. So,
What's the age difference?
I don't know that.
2
I don't know
years?
how old he is.
There's not many years.
3 years, I think.
3
yeah,
years.
2 or 3 years.
Normally 2 or 3.
And so, yeah, from the Dad point of view, we were quite the same. But at the time when my mum and my stepdad got together, him being that little bit younger, I was out a lot more around that time, kind of thing.
So is that like your mum's first relationship after your dad?
Yeah, I think yeah, they've been together maybe 20 years, I think, something like that.
Oh, it's a long time.
Yeah, and I love him. It's amazing.
Oh, it's quite nice, really.
Yeah,
It's kind of stable as stable can be.
Yeah, I mean,
He seems quite a cool fella.
He is, yeah, really cool. And like in the early days, I didn't think I struggled with it. I thought I was cool with it, but I didn't realise, like looking back now, the ways in which I was acting out because other people were acting out that way was actually probably a lot to do with it all. And I didn't realise up until now, really.
Like what?
Well, just I'd go out on Friday, come back on Tuesday or wherever. I hit drugs pretty young age, smoking a young age, drinking a young age. And yeah, I guess that's all kind of to do with that. And where Darren was a little bit younger, he was still quite homely around that time as well, kind of thing. But then, to be fair, like it'd be the same either way around. It's just like the age thing, whatever.
Because you being a bit older, it probably impacted on you more.
Yeah.
So then you couldn't live quite such a normal life.
No. I mean, there was like when mum and dad first split up, I kind of become the man of the house. Mum always tells the story of how like, I used to save my pocket money up to buy light bulbs indoors and stuff like that, and bits for the garden and things like that. So I grew up quite quickly.
Yeah.
So I think in hindsight, looking back, when she got with Sean and like Darren was kind of sorted and we started to kind of almost settle into life and school and everything else. I think that was the time when I maybe started to process it all and started to get a bit more kind of fucked up. But not for any reason of anyone else other than that's how I kind of processed everything, really. I guess. Thinking back, at least. It's mad, really, when you look back on things. Like, it's difficult because as I say it out loud, like it sounds like such an official thing, but it's never.
No.
I look back on all of it, like really
Nothing's an
fond.
official thing.
Yeah, but I look back at it with all fond memories, really, all of it, the good and the bad. It's integral to how I am now, really, and I think I've turned out all right.
I think it turned out really well. Of course you have.
Thanks, man.
Fucking tit. It turned out lovely. When did you see the thing I put on on Instagram the other day, saying how like proud I was?
Yes, I did see that, mate. I really appreciate it.
And I was completely genuine.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Yeah, it's been like I've always been lucky with things, and I've always done things and that. But like, I don't know. I'm literally working this out now as we speak. Like, maybe it's because I was in pursuit of something, maybe money or fame or whatever in the past. But like, since that stopped, and since we were doing the podcast, like, I've had similar experiences to I've had before and stuff like that. But like, it feels so real and genuine. Like I've had the most real few months or however long we've been doing this, 9 months
Really
now.
good learning experience.
Yeah, it's been the most real I've ever been. And even like the relationships from the past, like friends that have like got back in contact and everything else, like they're the most real as well. They were then, but I was all over the place. They were all over the place, whatever. But they're still the realest of friendships now, because they're still those kind of friendships. Like my mate Dan, Lee, how you do? Like I know, and Adam, like and Andy as well, like Terry, and I kind of know that worst case scenario, I could end up back there at some stage, like, oh, come on, like, come around as well, and it'd be as if like nothing ever happened, kind of thing, and that, like, and all of the other shit and all the other people that I'm not fussed about and stuff like that, I just could not give a fuck about, and it's been really refreshing working out who I am and almost becoming who I've always wanted to become, but been scared of because of like other pressures and stuff like that, like. It's like it all feels so authentic and real, kind of thing, if that makes sense.
I think it's kind of like that realisation that like, no, I'm alright.
Yeah.
Just that, no, I'm alright.
Yeah. I think it comes with age.
You don't need, there's so many things that aren't really needed.
Yeah.
You're just alright.
It's like
right.
you're kind of like shedding away all that other shit.
You're quite good, like you're a good guy, and it's like none of that shit really matters.
Nah. It's nuts, isn't it, really? That hour went really, really quick. And I don't know what we spoke about.
We went on some quite wild tangents. Oh, I look like a fucking... Like I've been
I was going to say, you're wearing a baseball cap.
Backwards.
It suits you. It looks all right.
Looking like I'm in Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I love Limp Bizkit.
I do love West Borland. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, man. This has been a milestone episode. We're not allowed to mention why. One day we will if we ever meet you in a pub. But
why?
No, we're not going there. We're not going to say it. But I have had a great time, and there's a reason for the tangerines.
We've already said that this is Boxing Day.
Oh no, that's not that.
Oh
no, it's
a secret.
It's not a secret. Anyone with half a brain will probably work it out, but
I can't work it out. Anyway,
thanks for listening.
Take care, one and all. It's Boxing Day after all.
Have a good time with your boxes.
And get back to me. Drugs, therapy, or
religion. Yeah, simplify it.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
Let us know.
Yeah.
Tweeting
Take care.
and each other.